Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name's Kit, and I am a booktuber. And I'm looking like a communist today, looking a little bit like a Russian submarine captain. Oh, dosh vidanya. Actually, I've got the perfect thing, bear with me. Now I look like I should be coaching Little League. Go, Johnson, whoa, attaboy, go do the sporty thing. Touchdowns and stuff. I don't know sport. Respect, innit? I is from the South London Massive, innit? Boyakasha. Every evening I is going out and boosting some cars, innit? And we is going joyriding on the estate, innit? Respect. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do a winter TBR, and it's specifically a winter TBR and not a November TBR because I'm frightened, I'm scared. It feels like a lot of pressure if I tell you that I'm going to read all these books in November and then I don't do it. You might shout at me or be cross or unsubscribe or give me a thumbs down or something. So I'm taking the pressure off a little bit by saying that these are the books that I intend to read this winter, and that gives me a little bit of leeway. So I hope you will forgive my cowardice, but I'm a coward, I'm cowardly, I'm a scaredy cat, I'm a sissy boy. Here we have 4 books which I've had on my shelf for a very long time, and if you saw one of my earlier tags you'll be familiar with the scenario here. I started reading The Dragonbone Chair by Tad Williams and absolutely loved it. It was fabulous, I was really enjoying it, and then religion reared its ugly head, and I can't remember the specifics now because it was a long time ago, but my vague recollection is that it was some form of Christianity and possibly even discussed Jesus, and that ruined my immersion. I thought I was reading about a fantasy world, a made-up place, and all of a sudden I'm reading about Jesus Christ, and it took me out of that imaginary world and put me back in this world, and that ruined my immersion, and I put the book down and never finished it. And that was years and years ago, but I did have the rest of the set. And it's always bugged me that I wimped out and wasn't able to finish these books. So my intention is to read at least Dragonbone Chair again from the beginning and finish it and hopefully love it. I want to love it because then I'll be reading Stone of Farewell, and after that I'll be reading Siege, and after that I'll be reading Storm, and these all have really good pictures on the front. These are the kind of pictures that make me want to read fantasy books. They're not particularly imaginative or original, they're kind of bog standard, tropey fantasy book artwork, but I like it. I like it that way. I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy. I'm a creature of habit. I like what's familiar. It's comfortable. It's comforting. So that's the Tad Williams books. Got to find somewhere to put them so that I don't have catastrophes. Bear with me. Welcome back. The next book on my winter TBR is quite an easy one. It's a bit of light reading. I've never read it, but I did see the Disney film. It's The Island at the Top of the World. Now, I haven't seen the Disney film since I was a child, but my main recollection of the film is killer whales and people in front of blue screens, and because they had blue eyes you could see through the backs of their heads, and it was quite disturbing and completely unintentional. Some of the worst blue screening I've ever seen in a film. However, I also remember it being very adventurous, and I do like a bit of Donald Sinden. So overall I have quite fond memories of the film, albeit very scattered and flimsy memories. So I would like to read the book, and again it has the most beautiful cover art. I don't know if you can see that. Absolutely gorgeous. And on the back as well, it's a continuation of the picture from the front cover with the hot air balloon, and we've got an erupting volcano, and we've got the orcas, otherwise known as killer whales, and it's all very exciting and not very many pages. In fact, I shall tell you how many pages. It's 189 pages. That's nothing. That's, as David Eddings would say, it takes me 100 pages just to clear my throat. So this is 2 throat clearings for David Eddings. So I could read that in a couple of days. So I will probably almost definitely sort of slightly... So there's a very good chance that I will be getting back to you in the near future with a report about this book. The Island at the Top of the World by Ian Cameron. I said that as if I've ever heard of him. I haven't. And last but by no means least, we have another set of books that are a set. They're a series. They are the Book of Words Trilogy by J.V.Jones, who I believe is a British female of the authorly persuasion. And they start with book 1, which is Baker's Boy. Again, quite nice illustration on the front. It's quite small. I don't know if you can see it. Robert Jordan said wonderful. Robert Jordan liked it. That's good enough for me. Comes highly recommended. So that's Baker's Boy. And that's followed in book 2 by A Man Betrayed. Again, Robert Jordan said wonderful. I wonder if he's saying wonderful for each book individually or wonderful for the whole series, or did he in fact have a particularly enjoyable bowl of cornflakes and say wonderful, and someone quoted him and applied it to these books? Who knows? And finally, book 3, which is Master and Fool. And I must now tell you that I've actually read all 3 of these books, and I don't remember a damn thing about them. Well, that's not actually true. Let me hold them up so that you can see them. Yeah. Yes, so I've read all of these books, and I thoroughly enjoyed them, and that's about all I can remember. I can actually remember a couple of specific scenes. There's a scene involving a woman rouging her nipples, and I don't know why that scene stuck in my head. I think it just amused me. And she rouges her nipples in an attempt to seduce someone, and it has the opposite effect. And that's all I remember, except for the overall sense that I thoroughly enjoyed the trilogy. And I remember distinctly at the time thinking to myself, that was a perfect fantasy trilogy. There isn't a single thing in any of the 3 books that I would change. So I remember loving them. However, they were obviously very forgettable, because unusually for me, I've got almost no recollection of anything else that happens in these books. So it's going to be as if I'm reading them for the first time, having just perhaps had someone tell me about a couple of scenes. It'll be a brand new experience, and this time I'll document it on BookTube and tell you all about it so that I don't forget again. But that's the final set of books on my winter TBR, and I'm giving myself winter to do it. So at some point before spring, theoretically, I should have read all of these books. And won't that be fun? So that is it. That is my winter TBR. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I will see you next time. See you later.